Hello and welcome back to another VOD review. This is actually going to be the second attempt doing this because the first time something went wrong and the file would not upload. So, take two. We are doing a VOD review today for Jormungand. She is a gold off-tank player, and I believe this is right at about 2500 SR. Okay, so let's just hop right in and see how it goes. Okay, let's see. A lot of this is probably just going to be me remembering what I said the first time around. So here, I want you to start lobbing in right clicks as soon as you can, like as soon as humanly possible. I wouldn't even mind you right clicking over the arch just blindly to try to get some splash damage in on the enemy. Because you're trying to charge your ult as fast as you can, and every little bit of damage counts. And there's no reason not to. Yeah, why? There's no reason not to. So here, your teammate does the typical gold strat of just sitting and choke shooting. And actually, your team does this a lot throughout this game, and I'm going to point it out every time. It doesn't matter what role you're playing. A lot of climbing the ranks in gold through diamond has to do with minimizing the amount of stupid stuff that your team does. And that means being active in comms, and well, that means first you need to be aware of the stupid stuff that you're doing. You need to know what to look for, and then you need to be proactive in using your comms to call that out. And if you're not willing to do that, I'm sorry, but you're just simply not going to climb as fast, or sometimes you're not going to climb at all if that's the only thing left that you have to work on, because that is really important. It's a team game, right? So what you can affect is 1/6 of your team, so that's 16% of your team's input into the game that you can personally control. If you can get your team to do something, if you can get like the other 5 players to group up, that's way more impactful because you're changing the actions of 6 people, right? So you have to think of it that way. So here, your team's just gonna sit here shooting and choke for like a bunch of dummies. Yep. And this is the way you got to think about it, because this is effectively what's happening. That Reaper right there has kept you guys at the choke for 30 seconds, right? Now on this map, team fight would usually take about a minute, because it takes you know, you got to rotate all the way around and stuff to get on point. So he's cost you half a team fight by himself. This Reaper right here by himself has cost your team half a team fight, simply just by being here, just by distracting you. Okay, so you gotta call that out for what it is. It's very common to see. Usually tracers and balls are also really good at this, and you have to you really have to rein in your team being, you know, it's just like a moth being drawn to a light. They're just like, ooh, bad guy, ooh, and then they just chase it, and it serves absolutely no strategic purpose. So here, that's just wasting time. So there goes 30 seconds, 40 seconds, you're still here. And you guys are actually using cooldowns. Your Rainu's charged, he's wasted much of his shield, you used your bubbles. Yeah, he's getting cooldowns out of you guys. This is so now here, look, you're down your bubble. See? So you are not gonna have a bubble for your Ryan to push through here, and he's just gonna stand there, and his shield is already broken. So now, like, here would be a good time to bubble him because it'll enable him to push even though his shield is pretty much down. But you play a little bit more conservatively, I think. Bring you guys back up, actually. Yeah, so that's kind of bad. And actually, you lose your Ana here. That's huge. You get their Reaper and you lose your Ana. Good bubble usage there. Your Ana gets rezzed. So this right now, you should be thinking, hey, we're up 1. This is a 5v6. We need to push now. And your Rhine gets their Rhine. So, well, you trade Ryan. So you're still up 1. So you need to push. This is a this is a 5v this is a 6v5 right now. Or sorry, this is a 5v4 right now. In favor of your team, right? And you're high charge. So right now you need to be thinking push. You can absolutely demech that diva as well. Okay, so she did good job of getting out. But your priority here is gonna be, yeah, you're gonna beam that diva down. Here is a huge mistake. So here, that diva uses her booster to get in, right? You could have body blocked that diva right there. Right there, when that diva was, when you were in that hallway, you could have trapped that diva and killed her. Because she cannot boop you out of the way or boost, or she cannot boop you out of the way without her boost, which she literally just used. So you have a 5 or 4 second window here to kill her, just by standing here. And you, for some reason, you just back out and let her out. So you absolutely could have killed her there. And then remember, this is a 5v4. If you demech her, that's effectively a 5v3. And remember, 2 CP, first point, attackers have spawn advantage. Look at that Reinhardt. Look how far back he is. He's just spawning, right? Your Reinhardt's already at the choke. He's almost back. So if you demech the diva here, you can take a 6v4 or 6v3 actually. Yeah, it's just literally just Bap, Ana, and Soldier. So, oh, Reaper's back. Okay, so 6v4. So you missed a really good opportunity to trap and demech that diva there. Yeah, and even like say you stood here and just trapped her, and then they threw immortality field down. First, you could still demech her. It only prevents you from killing the baby diva. Also, if they use the lamp like that, that is a complete and absolute waste of lamp, and you will then win the team fight with, you know, further usage of your cooldowns and abilities. Here, I don't know why you backed up. The diva is your full charge, right? 97 charge, you're full charge. You do 170 damage per second with the beam, and there is a 170 HP diva right here. So you could just beam her right down, but you back up off the edge and let her go. So again, so 2 opportunities to kill that diva there, and you didn't do it. So here, never stand in front of the window, ever. In lower leagues, like, you're getting away with it, but do not get, like, this is something you need to change now, because even at a slightly higher SR, you will just get insta-killed through this window. If you want to see some examples, go watch the VOD review that I did, the most recent one of one of the games where I reviewed myself on King's Row. You will see me as Reinhardt standing out, you know, in front of the team. They window and I die instantly. Like, it's not even, they kill the shield and kill me in literally it's not even it's like 0.2 seconds. You just die, you just evaporate, you disappear, it just deletes you. Because the teams at higher SR, and that's just masters, that mid masters, are coordinated enough that they will shoot you through it. They will all focus fire you through it, and remember, this is a 100% damage boost. So for example, here, if that BAP shot you in the head, that's 300 damage, right? So if the diva and the Reaper even poke you through this thing, you're dead. If either of these guys shoot you, the Soldier and the on up here, you're dead. If you get fire striked or swung on, you're dead, right? You're not even gonna have time to press shift here, and even if you do, they will just burn right through it, like it's not even there. So don't stand in front of the window. Here, you should have just been standing at this corner, fighting the Reinhardt and bubbling your team. Alternatively, when I was up here and the window first went down, I would have immediately grabbed it. Now I think the diva was up here looking down, so it's risky. So you probably want to wait for her defensive matrix cooldown. But nullifying the use of this of the window with the grab it would have a huge impact. And I think Reaper and Bap were right here, and then Reaper was coming out of Fade and D.Va was up there. If you had demech that D.Va in one of the two opportunities that I mentioned, you would have had a free grab there, killed, gotten the Bap and the Reaper out of the fight. Right, so let's go back and actually look. So here you almost got that Reaper, right, and you forced the Fade. And then right there. So right here, I would have just lobbed the grab in. If this D.Va was already demeched, that would have been viable. And then, boom, that's 2 kills right there. And a nullified Ant Matrix. At that point, there would be, a baby D.Va, Ana, and Soldier on high ground, and Ryan coming back. Which is absolutely a fight that you can win. So again, you're just standing in front of the window. Okay, so here... So your run gets shattered. Let's play that in slow motion, actually. I want to back up a little bit. Alright, so this is where I would have grabbed when the D.Va was looking away from you. You actually still could have gotten all 3 of them in there. Okay, you're beaming down the D.Va. You stop beaming down the D.Va. And you start focusing the Reinhardt. And again, you're standing in front of the window. So look, now they're shooting you. That bubble's gone. Look how quickly you're taking damage now, because they're still shooting you through the window. Right? And that's, that's a poor use of the graph, because your Reinhardt is already dead. And so this is the thing. You don't... Okay, so everyone in lower SR thinks that you need to get like a fat grab, like a 4, 5, 6 man grab each time. Let me tell you right now, that's a 4, 5, 6 man grab is absolutely worthless if you don't actually use it to do what you're supposed to do, which is use it as a finisher to wipe their team, right? It's actually always better. It's always better to grab one person or 2 people, like 2 people or even 1, and guarantee the kill on them, because you will always win a 6v5. You're extremely favored to win a 6v5 unless they have a tremendous ult advantage on you. So if you'd used this grab earlier and gotten those kills on the BAP and the Reaper, this would not be happening right now. Right? So the window would have been mostly nullified. The D.Va wouldn't have gotten healed while you were beaming her, so she would actually already be demeched again if you didn't kill her the first 2 times, like I mentioned. The Reaper would be dead and out of this fight, so he wouldn't have killed your Rhine right here. So your Rhine would have survived probably a little bit longer. Maybe even long enough for your Ana to keep him up. And then you would have a shield alive for this visor. And you would not have taken all that damage to the window and be dead here. Right? So these are all little things, but they add up, and that's what ends up turning the team fight into this. And you guys actually lose that team fight, so that's really unfortunate. You guys had it in the bag there. This swap to Hog, I am not a fan of, because you do find in the D.Va, like Ryan Zarya versus Ryan D.Va, the Ryan Zarya should always win. It's favored to win. So I question the decision to change Hog here. And then for Hog, so this is these are some of the things that I noticed from the first time. These are the main things that you want to work on Hog. Is 1, target prioritization. So your target prioritization, I think on Zarya we also saw some really poor target prioritization. You let the D.Va get out 3 times there when you could have demeched her. Yeah, your target prioritization actually cost you this game, and I will point that out later. You absolutely would have won this several times over if it weren't for directly for your target prioritization. Like, if you could change nothing else that this team does, and if you had just done a better job at target prioritization, you would have won this game. Secondly is if you are going to play the hog, you need to go in practice range and practice the hook, like the hook combo. So you remember, it's hook, step forward, shoot them in the neck, and melee every single time. Because there are tons of hooks in this game where you hook someone and you don't get the finishing kill, and if you're not doing that, then you're not really getting any value out of Roadhog, because that's his entire kit revolves around that combo. Oh, also another thing is you over prioritize this Reaper so much throughout this game. You're like fixated on this Reaper mentally, and it actually costs you as well. So I'll say this early, and then I'll point out the examples. Is your job on Hog is to fight everyone on the other team except this Reaper. Okay, that's not your problem. You have a Kree and an Ana, right? So your back, and you have a Mercy. So your backline is safe. Like if he tries to duel the Ana, she can sleep him. If he fades and comes out, and like if he fades and dodges the sleep and comes out, she can nade him and kill him. Like that's a fair duel. If McCree is anywhere nearby, or if McCree gets dived by the Reaper or backline, just it's an easy matchup. Flashbang, fan the hammer, melee, whatever. Flashbang, shoot him in the head. Easy matchup. You're the only one here who that Reaper is actually really threatening. Like, our soldier can run away, and he has his heal pad, he has his rocket for, burst damage. So you're the only one here who doesn't want to fight that Reaper, but actually you spend most of your game chasing him for some reason, and it actually is it's a weird example of becoming fixated on a character for no apparent reason. So the bomb catch. So you lost 2 teammates, so you back out here. Oh yeah, and another thing I wanted to say is when you're on the Roadhog, I want you to use your hook basically on cooldown. Okay, Roadhog's one of those characters where you can just use your hook basically on cooldown, with no. It's fine to do that, The only time you would want to save hook is, is like in anticipation of a specific play by your enemy. So for example, like, let's say that that they have Nano and Blossom, and then you can like hear, or the Reaper is above you and he's gonna jump down and Blossom, and and you hear the Nano go off, and then you see him like wraith in or some shit. That's when that's the kind of time you save your hook so that you can cancel an ultimate ability. Or like say like they have like a Nano Blade coming, like the other team. That's one of those times when you would actually save your hook, specifically for a certain play. Other than that, you need to be throwing that shit out on cooldown. Like I always say this, every shot not attempted is a miss, right? So if you don't even use your hook, that's a 0% hook accuracy. Even if you're bad, you're gonna hook people some of the time. Like even if you have a 10% hook accuracy, that's better than 0, right? So you should just throw your hook out like on cooldown, as whenever you see viable targets. So like here, hook the D.Va, hook the Reaper. Either one, it doesn't matter. Either one is a good target. If you hook the D.Va, you can take half her mech health off. And that's assuming your teammates don't also shoot her or chain CC her. So for example, your McCree's right here. You hook her, shoot her in the face. He flashbangs right at the end of that. That's like 2 full seconds of CC that she's under. She gets demeched right there, easily. You hook the Reaper in and you nail the combo, he's dead. Right? He can't wraith out. Even if you hook the Reaper or the D.Va here, and you or your team messes up and they get out, like he fades out or she just turns around and boosts out, think of what you just did. You either used up his fade cooldown, right, or her boosters and a significant amount of her mech health. That's already value for your team. So go for the hooks. Yeah, hook them right here. Why not? There's absolutely no cost to doing that for your team. It's a huge pick by your soldier, so you should begin pushing here. here I actually spotted a really big mistake. Okay, so here you demech the diva, and you spend all your time chasing a baby diva while there's an enemy Reinhardt right there. Right? So this costs you. So we're gonna actually just see how the rest of this fight goes. Okay. And you shoot the lamp. And you guys are gonna lose this fight. And this is the fight. This is one of the fights where, so I think first fight you actually could have won if you just stood here and blocked that diva like I was talking about. Second fight, this was also on you. So you lost your team both fights. 100% you. No one else on your team shares any responsibility in this. Why? Because here. So this is a good hook on the diva, right? But so why shoot the diva here, right? Think about it strategically. Why would you shoot the diva, right? There's a baby diva. You know your entire team is next to you. What are you expecting the baby diva to do? Like, is she gonna pull out her Glock and like just gank one of your supports? That's not gonna happen. There's a Kree and a soldier here. She's not gonna last half a second outside her mech. First of all, okay, so let's get that straight. Secondly, you want her to get her mech back here. Like, if she somehow gets enough ult charge, like crouch 80 spamming, and your soldier and your McCree are bad, and she survives and gets her mech back, you say thank you for this extra 600 ult charge, and you demech her again, right? That's how you should. That's what you should be thinking. And then here, so this is another example of target prioritization that I really had a big issue with here. So here. So you shoot once at her, twice at her, 3 times. If you had shot this Ryan 3 times in the face, like you just walked up to him while he's swinging with your Ryan and just shoot him, he's dead. Right? You can shoot him. You can kill a Ryan in 2 shots, by the way. If you shoot him in the face, he loses about 2/3 of his health, and then the second shot, you don't even need to hit all your. He can be like far away. It doesn't even matter. It's a very easy cleanup kill. So you had 3 shots to kill this Reinhardt here, and he is getting healed. I'll grant you that by both the supports. So it probably would actually take 3 shots to kill him. And then look at this. He charges away. That's an easy shot to the back, right? Just the right click his back. So you absolutely would have killed this Reinhardt 100% if you contributed those 3-4 shots to the Reinhardt instead of chasing the baby diva, which was doing absolutely nothing for your team. Yeah, and then that ends up costing you, because look how the fight progresses from there, right? And then here is another example of bad target prioritization. Why are you shooting? Why shoot the lamp? You start shooting the lamp, right? That's not your job as Hog. Also, that lamp is almost no value here. Okay, that lamp. There's one person in the lamp. He's on his back. He's not doing anything. Look at all these targets. Look at all these targets for you. You could pressure that bat. You could pressure that soldier. You could pressure the Ana, who's at half health. So a nice right click right here would just kill her. Right, but you're focused on the lamp. Right, and then that, because you're focused on the lamp, while you had hookup, by the way, so you could have hooked that soldier, you could have hooked the Ana in the back, you could have hooked the bat, but you were shooting the lamp, so your Ryan dies. The lamp actually did nothing. His health didn't even reach 20%. The entire time he was in that lamp. So the lamp did nothing. It would have probably just, that lamp was going to expire time-wise, and it would have done nothing. It had no value. A better use of the hook would have been to hook either of those players off, hook the Ana in the back, hook the... What you could even have done is actually just hook the Reinhardt out of the lamp and kill him. Right? So... Right, you have hook here. Hook him out of the lamp. What is the lamp? Why? Like, that lamp does nothing to you. Is nothing for you. Hook him out. Just pull. If you yanked him right here, he's dead. If you yank him, he's dead. If you yank him, he's dead. If you shoot her, she's dead. Literally anything would have been better than shooting the lamp here. Now, luckily, one of your DPS actually does. Yeah, so the McCree shoots the soldier who's standing still. And then here, you finally use your hook into the Reinhardt shield. And yeah, and then from here. So here, right, you got nanoed and the window is up, and your Rein got rezzed. So you're still in this. This is a 6v5. This is a 6v5, and you're nanoed. So this is like your time to push, right? Both the supports are back here through the window. So your immediate thought process should first and foremost be get out of line of sight of that window, because there's a nano boosted windowed BAP here shooting, which means he has 150% damage boost. So how much is that? So he does 150 damage per headshot with his gun. So what is that? 1.5 times that. That's 425 damage. Is that right? 375 damage. So each shot he's doing on you, so you have the damage reduction, thankfully. Otherwise you would have just instantly died here. He does 375 damage per shot if he hits you in the head, which he absolutely can since you're hog. If he taps you twice, you're dead. Right? So you need to move this way. You need to get out of line of sight of that window. Now you get shattered here, which that you can't do anything about, but in the moments between you getting up from your sleep and getting shattered, you're just walking straight at the window. Yeah, remember, nano is a 50% damage reduction. Window is 100% damage boost. So, and he's also nanoed, so that actually just completely mitigates your nano. You have to remember that. So, walking forward, you would have died instantly there, even if you hadn't been shattered. That's a nice shatter from the Reinhardt, and then the Reaper jumped down with Blossom and cleaned you guys up. Yeah, look at the BAP. He killed 3 of you in that fight through that window. So target prioritization is a really big issue. Like chasing the baby diva instead of just killing the Reinhardt there was a really big mistake, and then shooting the lamp instead of using your hook was another really big mistake. And here your team actually just spends another long ass time in the choke. There you can hook that ball and your team will kill him. That's a good pick. And your hook is up, you should be using it. Those should be right clicks. That's good. Okay, so you actually got a glimpse of this little Reaper hiding here. Okay, he immediately fades, which is really dumb on his part. That's unfortunate that you missed that hook. So at a higher SR, that Reaper would have killed your McCree and your Ana there if you missed that hook. So you really gotta watch out for things like that. There's some moments where you have to realize I have to hit this hook, otherwise it will cost me the fight. Okay, strange hook at nothing. Yeah, and okay, so here your soldier died to the Reaper but got rezzed, and then your Rein charged out and killed the Reaper. So here you're up 1. That's your cue to push right now. Huge shatter. So here, okay, so after the shatter, this is kind of, this is not, I don't hold you personally responsible for this because this is kind of a team thing, but you have to be cognizant of the fact that you're playing on 2 CP, right? So if you want to cap point B on 2 CP, especially on Anubis, you need 2 full team wipes without losing anybody on your team. Okay, that's what it takes to cap point B. So especially if you're taking a fight anywhere in this region, in this area of the map, and not directly on point, they will be back on point by the time. Like they will be back on point for another fight before you cap. So here, after the shatter, none of your teammates should have ulted. Okay, Mercy should not have. There was no one even hurt, so Mercy shouldn't have ulted. The nano boost was after he shattered and completely unnecessary. The whole hog, while not that impactful of an ultimate, is actually really good in OT situations, so you should have held that. Unfortunately, you guys blow 4 ults right there at the entrance, so I already know that you're gonna lose this fight. You're not gonna camp here because that costs you way too much. And then I think, watch your McCree high noons here randomly. Yeah, so he's high nooning, like a zoning high noon, but way too early because nobody has even spawned yet. Lucio's on point; he could do that. Yeah, and I think like even though this is gold, and these people don't know how to coordinate a stall, I already know for a fact that you're gonna lose this fight because you busted 5 ults now, and they're coming back with ults of their own. So you staggered, like think about it. You staggered the Reaper. He should have just died with the team. You staggered the Lucio because he fed. You staggered the Diva. So this is a 3v6. Watch. It's a 3v6. You have your hook up here. And you guys still lost. It was a 3v6 and you guys lost. Right? So holding your own ultimate would have made a difference. Calling for your teammates to hold their ultimates would have won you the game. Right? It's just one of those things where it's a small detail, but if you had done it, it would have won the game right here. Or I mean, you would have capped and then you would have gone on to defense. Now the good thing is that the other team used all of their ults in panic, so you are going up with an ult advantage this fight. Yeah, again, your whole team turns around for the Reaper. Somehow the Reaper actually kills your Reinhardt there. So you guys are going to need to wait another 20 seconds to regroup. And that Reaper pretty much won that game. He just won a team fight by himself, basically, because you have to wait. You have to reset anyway, right? It doesn't really matter whether you lose 6 people in reset or lose 1 in reset. A reset is a reset. Okay, and then here is another thing about missed hook opportunities. Here is you have so many opportunities here to go for the hook, and you don't. So like here, hook that Diva. She's already low. Also, I don't know, in case you were not aware, Defense Matrix does not block hook at all. Yeah, that's an easy hook. She's walking straight backwards. She's in hook range. She's low. Even if she was full HP, if you hook her there, she's guaranteed to die. I guarantee you she dies with your whole team there. And then you start the fight with you up 6v5. And also, she's about to have her ult, but she doesn't quite have it yet, so that's the perfect time to demech her. Because it basically takes her ult out of the equation as well, and she can't use it in remech. So, yeah, there's one opportunity. I would say multiple ample opportunities. You could also hook the Lucio here. You can also hook the Lucio on the left here, hook the Diva on the right. And then here you could hook the Lucio. Here you could hook the Diva. Here you could hook the Kree or the Bat. You actually use the breather too early, so that that bomb is gonna go off after you're done. And there's hard cover that you do use anyway. You land a really weird looking hook, but miss the shot, unfortunately. And here, the Ryan misses the charge. Listen, you don't have to back up when there's just a solo. When it's in a 1v1, Ryan versus Roadhog, and he misses his charge, like he doesn't have his charge, like what just happened. You're guaranteed to win. You don't walk back. You just walk forward and shoot him in the face twice. Yeah, so like here, don't walk backwards. Just shoot him. That's questionable use of your ult again because it's just a solo ult. And then here, you had to realize that there were only 10 seconds left on the clock and your team is dying. So, you try to walk out, I guess, to regroup. What you should have done is walk in here and make your way to point. Yeah, so like here, you're trying to go out and then you realize you have to touch point and you start going main. Unfortunately, you're in front of a window, so you just, that happens. So what you should have done, in a perfect world, so you would have just killed the Rhine here without using your ult, because that's very easy to do, is just shoot him in the face. And also if you press W, even if he shields, you can just walk, like you can shoot him in the face past his shield, like you will be inside his hitbox. So you could have killed that Rhine, come over here, hooked like the Bap or the Lucio, which, both of them had their ults up, so that would be huge, right? Plus it would provide peel for your Mercy who is rezzing here. And then use your whole hog to zone them off the point, put someone in a corner and kill them, whatever. That would have had a lot more value than solo ulting the Rhine when it was not necessary, not realizing how much time you had, going out, trying to go back in main, and dying. So that's the attack, and then let's go ahead and look at the defense. And here's another thing about hook opportunities. Look how many hook opportunities you had there. Look at that. Hook one of them. Throw it out. It doesn't even matter if you miss. It's on an 8-second cooldown. By the time they get here, you have it back. Right? If you do hook one of them here, and you land your combo, if you get, the Ana, Lucio, or the Bakri, they die instantly. If you get the Zarya, very good chance she dies as well, because your team is here. So like, one little thing you can do as Roadhog is if you hook someone from high ground, if you jump and turn as you hook, it puts them on the high ground with you. So if the Zarya was like, if you hooked her up here, she's absolutely dead. Doesn't matter if she has personal level, your team will just kill her. Even if you didn't do that tech and you just hooked her up to the ledge and then dropped her here, like shot her in the face, dropped her, your team can just kill her, can drop and kill her, and then they're down a tank 5v6 in a neutral fight with no ults. They're never gonna win that. And if you miss, like worst case is you miss, so what? They'll be back. They'll be back in time for you to go for another hook here. So again, every shot, every hook you don't take is a hook missed. So use that cooldown, spam it around corners. Like here, even here, as soon as I heard the enemies starting to turn that corner, I would just throw it out in case the Ryan's not shielding. Yeah, he's not shielding. You would hook him in here, and then he would take a ton of damage. If your Ana throws in the nade and he gets purpled, if he gets flashed, right? If he eats a sim orb and then one of your shots and your Ryan swings once, he's dead. If he gets purpled, he's dead. So lots of missed opportunities for hooks. Again, you're still not using it. There you finally use it. Unfortunately, you did it while you had no ammo, so you had to reload. But this is what I'm talking about. That hook still got value. She still died. Even though you were reloading, you didn't even shoot her once, she still died. So that's how strong the hook is, right? The hook, everyone thinks of the hook as a solo ability, but it's even stronger when you're with your team because you don't have to contribute. Like, even, like, well, if you contribute, even better, but even if you don't, you still get value out of it. So, I want you to use that hook more liberally. Yeah, like here, hook. When he puts his shield down to swing, just throw it. Even if he blocks it, it's whatever. It'll be back in 8 seconds. Here, yeah, again, I get that your Kree's probably calling that the Reaper's behind. That's not your problem. Your tank. Your problem is the front line. So you should not be chasing the enemy Reaper around. That's not your problem here. It's better to hold. Like, you're in a favorable position here. This position here is where you can have the biggest impact as a tank. Holding chokes, holding ground in the front line is your job as a tank. It is not to go on flanks and deal with enemy flankers. That's not your job. If you're gonna do that, go Diva. Yeah, actually, their Reinhardt is like behind you. Okay, so there is another messed up combo. You actually just missed the shot on the McCree. So again, practice that combo. Because you would have just killed the Kree. You would have taken the Kree out there. So, and then their Ryan is back there and he died. So yeah, if you had gotten that Kree, you're up 6-4. That's basically a team fight 1. Again, you're still focused on that Reaper. That is not your job. See. Okay, so here, you have a Kree and a Sim fighting that Reaper. Right? This is where your attention, look at this. 4 players coming through the choke, and your poor Ryan is dealing with this by himself, and you're turned around instead of shooting into the choke where you can maximize your damage output, because you're looking for a Reaper who is threatening, you know, who's already, honestly, this Reaper is already getting so much value just by taking both your DPS out of the fight, but this is a mistake. That you should not be doing this. Because watch, your Ryan actually manages to land a really fat shatter here. And he's by himself, right? So if you were here, all those people are dead instantly. Now it looks, since the Ana's with him, it looks like your Ryan's gonna be okay. But look at this, look at you. The 3 of you are chasing a fading Reaper, and then so what if you get the hook off there? First of all, that's one of the times when you shouldn't even use, like, when you shouldn't use the hook on cooldown. Because what does that do? There was a Reaper who faded to get out and didn't even make it halfway out. Both your DPS are shooting at him. He was never going to make it out anyway, right? So your job is to be over here. And again, target prioritization. Again, plenty of hook opportunities here. Just throw it out. You could have hooked that Ana while she was going left into that room, because she was in front of her Ryan shield. Right here. Easy hook on that Ana. And like I said, every shot you don't take is a miss. So it would be better. It doesn't matter. Like, don't feel like scared about missing, you know? Even if you throw the hook out and it misses, it's whatever. It's no big deal. It's the same impact as if you had never used it in the first place, which you don't anyway, right? So you shouldn't even feel bad about missing, unless you're also going to feel bad about not using it in the first place. But if you do hook her, it's another team fight win. They got to wait another 20 seconds for her to respawn and walk back to the fight, right? Because they can't push without their Ana. Their Lucio's gonna heal the whole team. 5v6, not happening, right? So go for those hooks. Again, here, so many hook opportunities right there. You could have hooked the Lucio. You could have tried to hook the Kree. You could have tried to hook the Ana again. You could have hooked the Zarya when she came out right here. See, like right here, just hook her. She's already low health too, so you're gonna get the combo off no matter what. Could hook the Kree, could hook the Lucio, could hook the Zarya. So many juicy targets, but no hook. Why? And again, you're focused on the Reaper for some reason. Again, why no hook? That's an easy hook. He's in an arc bouncing, right? Easy to track. And again, you mess up the combo there. You actually stepped backwards for some reason. So remember, go to the practice range, set up all the heroes, and then practice your combo on every single hero. Every squishy and every 250 HP target and under, you can one-shot combo with your hook, walk forward, shoot him in the neck, melee. Okay, and then here, your BAP just put the window up, so you are in an extremely dominant position here. Like, you have to recognize that each one of your right clicks can one-shot any person in here. Any squishy will immediately die. The tanks, if you get like a lucky right click perfectly on their head, it will almost kill them in one shot, and your team will easily be able to clean those up. So it effectively is a one-shot kill here. Every shot you land. So here, this is one of the situations where I would actually just stop moving, because think about it. Like, think about the strategy. Like, think about it strategically, right? Your Ana's here with you. Your BAP's here with you. Your whole team's up here. They have to right now. They're thinking, oh shit, there's a fucking window, right? Like, you know, right in front of me. So I can't peek that or I'm gonna die. So they're not focused on shooting you in the face. They're worried about getting shot. So here, I would just stand still, take my time, and aim those right clicks. Look for a hook, because if you can hook someone right up to this window and shoot them through it, that's you know, doesn't matter who they are. That's a one-shot kill. That is absolutely a one-shot kill. So unfortunately, you missed the Reaper. Again, you're still going for the Reaper, and like here, you're pushed up in front of the window shooting the Reaper, when you could just be back here, right-clicking at that hog or that Kree, right? And from this distance, it's a little bit far, so your right clicks are still going to spread, but they're amplified. So you're still doing, you know, what is it, like 175 damage per right click times 2, 350 damage per right click. And if you headshot, that's double damage. So every pellet that headshots is. So you could theoretically do 700 damage to this thing in one shot. Like, if you one tap that hog at like the right distance, you can shoot him in the face and he dies. You could shoot that Kree, miss half your pellets and die. You could shoot the Lucio, miss half your pellets and he dies, right? So this again is just really poor target prioritization. You're still shooting at the Reaper. And then here, like, so what? Okay, so they nano, right? And then you immediately turn to the nano. That nano Reinhardt is not a threat to your team at all right now, okay? Because first, again, you're in a really, really good position here. Your team is set up really well. Secondly, well, your BAP's not doing it, but he should be. Your BAP can actually just heal him through the window. And you have to remember, BAP shooting through his window heals for something like 180, 160 heals per second. It is effectively a coalescence by himself when he's shooting through his window with his right clicks. Okay, that's how strong that is. It's like, yeah, it's the same heals as a coalescence, which is 120, I think. So, yeah. So, and also he's got the lamp up, right? So, like, say that Rhine pinned your Rhine here, he's not gonna die. He's got the lamp up. That Rhine is not a threat. Your Rhine his role is to just kite with his shield up and retreat until that nano boost wears off. Your role, on the other hand, is look at these targets right here. Like, you could still shoot that Rhine through the window, and again, 100% damage boost, 50% damage reduction. So you're still going to be doing amplified damage to him. Alternatively, you could just hook him up to the window and shoot him through it. You could shoot that Roadhog. You could kill that Lucio. You could kill that Roadhog. But you focus on the Rhine, and then you get hooked off. So here, after watching this attraction the first time, I actually realized you might. I don't think you're quite aware of Roadhog v Roadhog interactions, but in Roadhog versus Roadhog, the person who hooks first always loses if it's a neutral fight. So the fact that he hooked you there, I mean, I don't mind it because he was trying. I think he was trying to get you out from behind the window, which he did, and he got you onto low ground. But he is effectively killing himself by doing this. So here, he's gonna hook and shoot you. You shoot him back, right? And then he's either gonna shoot you again, or he's gonna vape to try to save himself. If he vapes, you hook him and cancel the vape, and then you shoot him and he dies. If he keeps shooting you, then you use your vape, right? And he can't hook you out of it, so then you get healed. No matter what, you win this because you can always cancel his vape, and you can always get your vape off. So you should have recognized the fact that you could kill him here, but instead you turn around, ignore him. Right, so here, again, you could kill that Lucio. I think, oh, you almost got him there. Get hooked off. Immediately, you should have realized, hey, that's a free kill. You shoot him in the leg. Bait, I don't mind that. But you should have turned around and immediately killed him. This doesn't do anything. This is an absolute, like, okay, first, you have to know that if you did this, he was just going to shoot you in the back and kill you. Right, so I would not have even hesitated. I would have actually just used the whole hog to kill him quickly. Or I would have killed him by conventional means and then ulted the rest of his team off, you know? The whole hog, while Ryan has armor up and is nano boosted, does nothing. It does absolutely nothing. It's not even going to do damage to him because the way armor works in this game and the way that the whole hog pellets are, it's just a ton of little pellets that do little damage. It does absolutely nothing to him. So here, the only thing you're doing is effectively CCing him into the corner. But again, your whole team's here supporting your Ryan. Your Ryan's fine. Let that, like, yeah. And then all this is gonna do is end up with you dying to the hog. Yeah, and the hog just shoots you in the back and kills you. So again, really poor target prioritization, lack of understanding of the matchup, Roadhog v Roadhog. And see, look, even without you, your team still wins that. Your Ryan just killed their Ryan. Right? So imagine if you had just killed their hog and you had stayed alive. Like, you can hear the on your right. Okay, so that was a little strange. You can very clearly hear and see the Ana shooting right here on the right side. Like, you can see that nade, and then you can hear the sleep. So I would have stayed here and pressured this choke so that they can't get through the choke. The Kree being up there, he just uses high noons, so he's not as big of a threat anymore. And also your team has plenty of hard cover to work with, so it's not really your problem here. Now, giving up ground and taking this defensive position, it's not as bad. I mean, it's not like terrible. It's not like the best thing you could have done, but it's not terrible. You're just playing conservatively. Here, you could have hooked either of those people. Here, you could hook the hog. You can hook him into your team. Your Ana will nade him. You will kill him. And then you notice the two people up there. Again, you're just chasing the Reaper. Hook the Lucio, mess up the combo again. So I think that's 3 or 4 times now that you, yeah, twice on the Kree, once on the Hog, once on the Lucio that you've gotten the hooks but failed to land the combo correctly. And then you guys will get cleaned up here. Okay, so that's the point A loss. So here you actually see that they're going bottom right. So you call out 2 team, come over here. See the Reaper and the Hog. Again, you can hook that Reaper. You had ample opportunity there to hook that Reaper. The Symmetra ult and the Shatter actually should be able to hold this. Yeah. Okay. Lost your 3. And they're running flank Shatter here. Another hook combo that you messed up. You could have killed that Lucio there. And another thing in the Hog v Hog is never whole hog while you know that the other hog has their hook up, or if you even suspect it. Like unless you know for certain that you should always be watching the other hog's hooks. And then remember, it's just an 8-second cooldown. So if you whole hog in front, I mean, to an extent, you should try to do that with all of the abilities that can counter you, like flashbang, shield bash, whatever, or sleep. But especially with Hog, it's really easy to see that he's used his hook. So never use your hook when their hook is, or never use your whole hog when their hook is up, because they'll just hook you right out of it. And remember, Hog is actually at his most vulnerable when he is using full Hog, simply because he cannot heal and he cannot do anything other than being locked in whole Hog. So yeah, so here you're not even full health and you're using the whole Hog. And also look at the distance that you're using the whole Hog at, right? Like it might still push him around a little bit here, but you're not doing any damage. Being back here in the first place, I think, is a positional error, because you can, like, there's better places to be. You could be here, right? You could be using this hardcover, looking up for poke damage. You could be in this room back here, which makes it a lot harder to get to you. And also, if they do come in, whole hog them into the corner. Bam. You will probably still die, but you'll get a lot more damage off before you do. And these little things count. So, unfortunate. And I think that's it. Oh, that's crazy. That ball didn't touch in time. Otherwise, I think you guys would have been able to stall for a lot longer. If not, hold that completely. Actually, let's take a look. Yeah, you probably wouldn't have held it, but you guys could have stalled easily for another like minute. Yeah, so for you, yeah, Jormungand, definitely I would work on target prioritization the most. I think that in and of itself costs you 3 or 4 team fights this game, and likely the game itself. After that, I would go combo. I would work on the mechanics of the combo. So just go, and that's really easy. Just go to practice range, and you can pick all the heroes, and then, or just set up a custom game where like you just set 6 bots to walk around but do no damage to you, and then just practice hooking and comboing them. Really easy to do, really easy to get down, because there were at least 5 hooks in this game where you did hook someone and it should have been a kill, but it wasn't, right? So that's something that you can improve on. The third thing is understanding matchups. So for this game, you were really fixated on the Reaper, um, which is probably your least favored matchup, oddly enough. Now, don't get me wrong. If you get a hook off on the Reaper, it should be a guaranteed kill. So in that way, like Hog and Reaper are like hard counters to each other. Where like if you hook him, he's dead pretty much. But if you fuck it up in any way, then he kills you. But again, he's the one person on their team that you're least favorably matched up with. So he's not your priority. If he's backlining if you notice that the Reaper was killing your support line, what you need to do is call for the Kree to just babysit your supports, and then you need to be on the front line. Alternatively, you could babysit the supports and have Kree on the front line, but obviously that's not quite as good because your Kree doesn't have as much of a frontline presence as you do. He doesn't have the damage output. He doesn't have just the oppressive space occupying presence of being Roadhog in the front, you know? So Reaper is not your problem. And secondly, in the Hog v Hog matchup, you need to think of it very cerebrally. You need to be aware exactly of how the matchup can go down, when you're favored, when you're not favored, and take advantage of those opportunities to take the other Hog out of the fight. Because the Hog v Hog is it's like a real quick and dirty, it's like rock paper scissors, right? It's over in 2 seconds, and everyone on both you already know how it's gonna turn out, short of being interrupted by other teammates. So a couple times there you could have taken their Hog out of the fight, or prevented yourself from being taken out of the fight by the other Hog. So I hope this helped, and yeah, feel free to reach out for any more help if you need it.